And today we are putting market makes to the test. Hi my crafty and cozy friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kyra if you're new here, and today we are putting market makes to the test. If you are a crafter of any sort, I'm sure that you've already started prepping for the busy burr months, which are the peak of market season. Any crafter knows that you have to start prepping now for all of those fall markets, all of those holiday markets coming up, and so that's what we're going to be doing today. I thought it would be fun to take some quick market makes that I see on Instagram, I see on Pinterest, and I see everybody doing for different markets and put them to the test. I'll be trying out each pattern. I'll let you guys know my overall thoughts on the pattern, if I had any trouble with them, how long it took me to make them, what yarn I used, and if they passed the market-friendly test. I thought this would be a super fun series, especially since it's getting into busy market season, and I already have so many fun video ideas for the future of this series. I'd like to test out quick food market makes, animal market makes, and even some fall market makes, so I'm definitely gonna have a lot of fun sharing all of these with you guys. And if you have any market makes that you would like me to try out, definitely send them over to me on Instagram. That way I can see them and they might be featured in future market make videos. But if you are new here, hi, my name is Kyra, and I share behind the scenes of growing my small crochet and crafty business, Kybee Creates. I post weekly studio vlogs and crochet content every Saturday. So if that sounds like fun to you and you want to follow along this little journey, definitely be sure to subscribe and hit the bell to join our crafty and cozy family. And without further ado, get yourself a snack, grab your current whip, and let's create together. Okay, so let's get into these patterns. I chose 5 different patterns that I've been seeing on Instagram that I feel like are super popular at markets. Anytime that you see like a market setup on Pinterest or wherever you're searching, I feel like you see these patterns, but these are actually patterns that I've never tried before, so that's super exciting because these are gonna be my first impressions of these patterns. Like I mentioned to you guys, I really wanna make this a series, and I feel like it's gonna be super helpful for you. That way you can find new patterns to try out, you can see how long they take, and see if it's really a market-worthy pattern. I also found out that I'm going to be in an impromptu market August 30th. Today is August 5th, so I do not have enough inventory prepped for this. So this video is gonna help me out just as much as it's gonna help you. I definitely won't be able to prep as much as I want, but that's why I'm trying to find the quickest market makes. That way I can make a good bit of inventory before the show. So let's go ahead and go over these patterns. I'll go ahead and pop them up on the screen as I'm talking about them. That way you can see the creator, you can find them on Instagram. All of these I'm pretty sure are off of Instagram, but I have my little list here, and so we'll go over these together. And the first one is the No So Kitty by Maya_Universe64. And she actually has an Instagram post and a YouTube tutorial. So if you like following along with a video instead, I definitely recommend that. I'm going to be following along on her Instagram post, and this little kitty looks so cute. I feel like cats are just a staple at markets. You always see loaf cats, but this is a fun twist on it, and I'm very excited to try this out. I feel like it's not going to take too long to work up because it's super tiny. As you can see, she's holding it in the palm of her hand, and it really doesn't, like whenever I look at the pattern, let's see, there is 12 rounds. So I can't imagine this would take too long, but we will see later in the video how long it takes me to make this. I also like that we can use different colors. We can do different kinds of cats. Like she does a brown one in the picture, but you could do black cats. You could do like tabby cats, orange cats, all different kinds of cats. So I'm very excited to try this out. And my plan is, if this is a quick market make, I would really like to turn them into keychains because I did order some keychains off of Amazon finally. I know that a lot of people do crochet keychains and I think they're so cute, but I just never bought any keychains. So finally, we will be making some keychains for my next market. So that is the first pattern, the No So Kitty. And then next up, okay, so this pattern, I feel like I see in everyone's display. This little turtle, it is Tilly the Tiny Turtle by Crochet with Luna. And let me find it on my phone so I can look at the picture. Okay, so she's holding 2 of them in her hand, and these look so cute. You guys know that I have done my sunflower turtles and my daisy turtles, but those take me 2 hours to make, and they're not something that I can whip up super quickly. So I'm hoping that these little turtles maybe take me like a half an hour or less. It would be ideal if it took me like 20 minutes, but we'll see, we'll see. But these look so cute, and I love that you can customize their colors. As I'm looking through the testers, we have some blue turtles, we have some purple turtles, the classic turtle color. So I'm very excited to try out Tilly the tiny turtle. So that will be the next pattern we're putting to the test. The next pattern is the little chicken, and I'm not even gonna try to pronounce this. I'm just gonna pop it up right here. You try to pronounce it because I'm not gonna make myself look silly. But I do take it back. I have done this pattern in the past before, but I only made a few of them. I don't remember how long they take. I'm pretty sure it's quick, but I wanted to include this in this video because I think that this is a strong contender for a fast market make. So we're gonna be trying out these little chickens again today, and they look so cute. She has a white and a brown, and I think I did like purple in the past. I was trying to get rid of all of my big twists, like baby bear yarns, because I like more of the thicker plushies, like the bigger style plushies. And with Baby Bear and with Big Twist Posh, they definitely turn out a lot smaller, but I do think that those yarns are perfect for these type of patterns. So we're gonna try out this little chicken pattern again, and I will give you the exact time it takes me to make it and let you know if I think it's market friendly. So that's the third pattern. Next up, I am so excited to try this one. I've been seeing these mushy pops by Cable and Canvas, and it looks like she has a YouTube tutorial. So I don't think she has a pattern on Instagram, or at least I couldn't find one. So I'm going to be watching that tutorial and doing these little mushy pops. I think it's gonna be so cute because you pull them up, and just like the poppets that you can play with, this pattern makes it to where you can play with the little mushroom and he pops up and down, and I feel like kids will really enjoy that. So we're gonna try out the mushy pop. And the last pattern we are putting to the test today is the Market Mouse by Cluck and Buzz Crochet. And on her post, let me go to it here, she says that it takes her about 30 minutes to make. I have told you guys in the past, I feel like I'm a very slow crocheter, so it might take me a little bit longer, but I'll give you the perspective from a slow crocheter's point of view, and we'll see if this little Market Mouse is market friendly. So I am very excited to dive into all of these patterns, and I feel like today's video is gonna be super fun. Okay, so before we put these market makes to the ultimate test, I wanna share something with you guys that has become an absolute game changer after hours of crocheting, and is now actually a part of my regular market prep routine. Which leads me to today's sponsor, Bob and Brad. They very kindly sent me over their easy back and neck massager. And let me tell you guys, if you're anything like me, it's so easy to get zoned in on what you're doing. You're crocheting, you're crafting, you're market prepping, you are in the zone, you're getting everything ready, and next thing you know, you've been hunched over in the worst possible position for hours, and your neck and your back are screaming at you. You guys, my posture is already not the best, and I know how to fix it, so I need to fix it. But my chair definitely doesn't help. It doesn't have the best back support, and it's just been so nice to take little breaks and ease that pain and tension in my mid back, especially with this back massager. The best part is you literally don't have to stop market prepping. You can just stick it behind you, let it work on your back, let it soothe you with the heat that it has and the massage, and you keep market prepping away. It was actually designed by 2 physical therapists with over 60 years of combined experience, so it's made to be truly effective for relieving tight and painful muscles. If you didn't already know, I actually still work part-time in my physical therapy job, so I definitely understand the benefits of massage to increase blood flow, decrease tension or tight muscles, and reduce the pain that comes with poor posture. And let me tell you guys, this checks all of those boxes. One of my favorite things about this is that it's so easy to use. You don't have to read through pages and pages of instructions. You don't have to deal with a complicated setup. It's literally one button right here that you press, and you can switch between modes of heat and massage settings, and you can start getting relief. So I actually wanted to show you guys in action. What you do is you press this button here, and as you can see, it turns on. Look at those things going to town. They're really gonna get in there. So the red light means that there's heat. There's 2 different modes, with heat or without heat. And these massage nodes can go 2 different directions to give you the ultimate relief. I'm actually gonna put it behind me while I do this video because my back's already hurting from this chair. And you guys, it is so nice. And I love, like, as you guys can see, look at it going to town. Let me take this down so you can see better. So you can move it up to work on your neck more, your mid back, or you can move it lower to where it targets your lower back. And this thing is so nice, especially after those long market prep sessions. So if you are looking for something to ease the aches and pains that come with crafting for hours, or honestly just life in general, I genuinely recommend this one. If you would like to check it out for yourself, you can find the link to the Easy Back Massager down in my description box below, along with a 10% off code just for you guys. And now let's go ahead and put these market makes to the test. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out the best setup and the best way to do this. I have my laptop here in front of me, and that's how I'm going to see the pattern. I have her Instagram page pulled up, and so I'm gonna scroll through there, have the pattern directly in front of me, and I'm gonna have a timer pulled up on my iPad, but I do not want to see the timer because I know that's gonna stress me out. Anytime that I time my patterns, I feel like it makes me mess up more, and if I see that clock ticking, it throws me off. So I'll make it to where you guys can see the timer, but I will not be seeing the timer. So we're just gonna go in blind, and then I'll see at the end how long it took me to make it. Okay, here it is. So let me put it, I think you guys, I have to plug it in too because my iPad's on like 5%. Can you guys see that? Not really. I'll pull this table over. There you go. Yeah, there we go. I'll scoot over. You can see the timer right there. I will not be looking at that because I'm not gonna stress myself out. But now that we have the setup, I'm looking at this cat, and she did it in brown, which is super cute, but I think I might use the color gray over here. I have these skeins from Hobbii that I honestly haven't even touched. This is Baby Snuggle Hobbii, and they don't do colors. So this is color 20. I don't really know. But on camera, it's coming off like cream. I guess it's kind of cream. It's like creamish gray. So I feel like this could be a really cute cat, and I don't really know what else to use this color for. I bought 2 skeins of this, and I don't know why I did that because I don't know what I thought whenever I bought that, what I thought I was gonna use it for. But we will use it today and make a little cat. I actually, as you can tell, tried to make a little elephant, but that's been so long ago, I don't even know what pattern that was for. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut that off, and then we will start fresh with this little kitty and see if it is market friendly. I also, you guys, I'm so excited about this. So I was telling you I wanted to learn how to paint safety eyes, and I did place an order on Amazon, and I also got this. I don't know what brand this is. That's what it looks like, if you guys have seen those on Amazon. But this comes with a whole set of different safety eyes, and this just has the glitter discs that come with it. So I'm so excited to use all these pretty safety eyes. Oh, I guess it comes with regular safety eyes too. I don't know what all is in here. It was a big pack. I think it was $20 for this pack. Oh my gosh, look at this. Well, this will definitely be too big for a little kitty, but in the future, I'm very excited to actually have plushies with pretty glitter safety eyes, because you guys know I just use the plain black ones. But look. And so I guess I could technically paint these if I wanted to, but it does come with the glitter discs to be able to to make it easy, to make things easier on you. Looks like they have green and gold, blue. So, very excited that I actually have some glitter safety eyes, but I don't know if we'll use these today or not. But I just wanted to show you guys. I saw those in my bag, and that made me remember that I ordered these. But anyway, we're going to be using this color, and I will check in with you guys throughout the pattern, let you know how it's going. And so let's go ahead. I'll get all set up here, and we will get started on this little kitty. So I think I'm all ready here. I was going over her pattern a little bit just to see what yarn she used, to see what hook size she used. And it looks like she used light, super bulky yarn from Friends Honey Bunny, and then a 3.5 millimeter to 4 millimeter hooks. And okay, so I feel like I use way bigger hook sizes than everybody else, and I don't know if it's just because I want my plushies to turn out bigger. And with this, I know you would probably use, like, this is the Honey Bunny. What hook size do you guys use for this? I honestly use a 6 millimeter, and I know that's probably way too big for it, but whenever I'm crocheting, after I do each stitch, I actually pull a little bit to make sure the tension's tight and there's no gaps. So I don't have holes or gaps in my work, but if you crochet with loose tension, you might want to use a smaller hook size than me, but I feel like it just makes the plushie turn out a little bit bigger. One thing with this yarn, I'm not able to do a magic ring because, I don't know, this Hobbii yarn, I don't know if it's just the batch that I got, but every time I go to close it, it snaps every time. So I'm going to be using the chain 2 method, and then I'll just fill in with my little yarn tail at the end. Some people said that you can do the chain 2 method and still close it, but I don't understand how to do that. I've tried it, and whenever I pull that little string, it doesn't close it. So I've still just been weaving in my little yarn tail back and forth to close up that little hole and to make sure that it doesn't have any gaps. But I just wanted to let you guys know what hook size I'm using, what yarn I'm using. And now that I kind of went over the pattern, I didn't do anything yet. I just read through it to see if there's anything crazy in here. So I'm gonna go ahead, get my timer pulled up and ready, maybe, and we're gonna get started on this pattern.
I don't know if I'm the one you want. Should I go, or should I leave this on? Because lately I've been getting this feeling that you might like me too, and just maybe I could.
Okay, so obviously my iPad is not on the mode where it doesn't shut off, so I didn't realize that literally like 5 seconds after I told you guys the timer was running that it was gonna shut off, but it did continue to run while it was turned off. But I'm gonna go ahead and fix those settings now. So it's been 9 minutes, 8 minutes, 58 seconds, and this is where we're at. We have the little ears done, the little baubles, and I have noticed something already, which I will mention at the end of this pattern. But let me go ahead and fix these settings for you guys so my iPad doesn't turn off and you can actually see the time in real time. Oh, yeah, the auto lock was on after 2 minutes, no wonder. What in the world? I can't figure out how to turn it off though. What in the world? It's literally not letting me change it. It's on 2 minutes. When in low power mode, auto lock is restricted to 30 seconds. What? It won't let me change it? What in the world? Okay. So we're gonna be switching to my phone here in a second, but since this is already the time up here, I'm just gonna let this keep going. Like I said, even though it shuts off, it will still tell us the time and it keeps running in the background, but that's dumb. My iPad's also very old. I don't know if that's why, like if in the new iPads it's not like that, but anyway. Okay, let's go ahead and keep going with this little kitty pattern. Let me get it pulled back up again. Okay. It's already turning off. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start it again. And we're continuing on.
Take a little risk for you, make me move. Oh, I see you standing there, I just wanna get out of here with you. Oh, baby, I'm with you. Oh, baby, with you. You're coming closer, I can feel it, and I don't know what to do. Oh, baby, what to do? Oh, what should I do? I want your body on my body, don't you see that I'm waiting for you? All I want is you. You're coming closer.
Okay, so I just stopped the timer and we are at 21 minutes and 19 seconds. And that is to do this little body of the kitty. It's a little bit sloppy. I feel like I was kind of rushing a little bit, so the ears look kind of sloppy. But there's the little no-so kitty and the little tail back here. So I wanted to stop the timer before I did all the face details because I feel like that can add a lot of time. And I wanted to show you guys how long it took to just make the plushie on its own without adding details or little extras, because you might choose not to add a lot of details. I think for my little kitties, I'm going to do a nose, maybe a line down, and then I'm gonna do whiskers. And I might add the little butt, the little X marks the spot on the back. But that is what the market kitty looks like. Super tiny. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. And I feel like this color choice was really good, actually. I like the gray little cat. You do baubles for its little feet. So let me talk about the pattern, I guess, next. One thing I did notice, and I do recommend doing this, whenever you're making the ears, you're doing everything in the front loop only. So you're doing like a double crochet, chain 2, slip stitch, and then another double crochet. And then in the next round, you're doing things in the back loop. I definitely recommend, and some other patterns have told me this before. I'm not sure. Yeah, she marks hers too. So I definitely recommend taking a little stitch marker and marking your back loop only. That way you can see where it's at when you're doing this pattern. That will save you a lot of time too. That way you're not trying to find the back loop, because I feel like I get confused whenever I'm doing it and I'll end up doing something that's not the back loop. I just choose a random stitch, and I think that it is worth it to take the time to put a little stitch marker in that back loop. That way when you're doing the next round, you can easily find it and easily crochet into it. So absolutely recommend doing that. So like I said, you do that for the ears and then you continue crocheting along. The little feet here are all bobble stitches. I'm not sure if she mentions how many bobbles to do. She probably does. I did five loops on my hook to make these little bobbles. And I actually think this one back leg might be over a little bit from what hers was. But that also might be because of my tension. So you can also adjust the tension. Actually, it might be okay. So that's the little feet. And then on the back for the tail, she has you again in the front loop only. You do a single crochet, you chain 5, you come back down the chain, and then you do front loop only to connect it. And I definitely recommend, again, putting your stitch markers back there. Then you're just going into decreases to finish out the little cat. And I really liked this pattern. Like I said, it took me 21 minutes. Is that what I said? 21 minutes. Yeah. To do this pattern, and that was with me stopping to pick out safety eyes. I was kind of positioning them around a little bit. I stopped to stuff it. I had to reach down and grab things. So really, this was a super fast pattern, and I definitely think that it is market friendly. I recommend this pattern for sure. And so what I'm gonna do next is add the little face details to show you guys how I would make my finished market kitty. I'm not gonna time this part, but I want you guys to be able to see the pattern in all of its glory. So I'm gonna go ahead and add these little details, and I will be back once I'm done with that. So I wanted to stop and show you guys here that you could absolutely stop with just a little mouth like this and a nose. So as you guys could see, I did the little nose across, I did the little mouth part, and I'm gonna take it a step further and I'm gonna add some whiskers, and I think I'm gonna add the little butt on the back. And I think I'm gonna make this a keychain. I'm gonna go ahead and make my first keychain, you guys, on camera with you. And so let's see, I did use a blush pink to embroider the nose on the little kitty, but you could use whatever color you would like. I also have some light pinks, but I just felt like with this gray color, the blush pink was so pretty. So I did that, and now let's go ahead and add the whiskers. I feel like I'm getting a little bit better with embroidery, but it's still a challenge. I've been watching some tutorials specifically on eyes, like adding eyelashes, doing the whites in the eyes, different things like that. And I feel like I'm kind of getting it a little bit, but it's definitely a lot of trial and error. So if you also struggle with embroidery, it's hard to do, definitely. And I think it's really just gonna take me some practice. So for the whiskers, I'm kind of going in the side of the body there, and then I'm coming out over a little bit, as you guys can see. And then I'm just gonna kind of play with the string and see where I think the whiskers would look the best. And then I'm just gonna go down in that next stitch there, and then kind of come out just a random spot in the body. That way I don't have to worry about like keeping it super close. And then, okay, so there's the first little whisker, which it kind of blends in to that gray. So you could definitely use like a black, that might be better, but we're sticking with white right now. And then since I came out in a random spot of the body, I'm gonna go back in that same stitch and then come up beside the other whisker. So now it disappeared from the bottom here, and we're coming out right beside the other whisker. And then again, I'm gonna play with where looks the best. And then we're gonna come out on the other side here to make the other whisker. So pull on it. Okay, so there is that side with the whiskers. And now I'm just gonna repeat that and do the same thing for this other side here. And then I will update you guys once the whiskers are done and once the little butt is done. So our little kitty is all finished. There's its butt. It's not perfect, as you guys can see, but these don't have to be perfect. These are quick market makes, and I think that these little details make it unique. Not every single one's gonna be the same, and that's something that I struggle with, is I want everything to be absolutely perfect. Like normally I would take that out and make it to where the X's are perfectly in line and they're the same length, but you know, It's unique. This little kitty is gonna have a wonky butt, but that's okay. And I did add the keychain on top, which I kind of wish I would have gotten bigger keychains. I feel like these are really small. Is this how most keychains look, or did I get the wrong ones? I don't know. It has just a little tiny loop and then like the little, what are those called? Lobster clasps, which is nice. I feel like that's a nice keychain because I have a lot of keychains where it's kind of like the ring, and it's always nice to have the lobster clasp. So I did want to get ones like that, but here is my finished little kitty with the blush nose, the whiskers, and the butt. And this took me 21 minutes to make, and I absolutely recommend this pattern for markets. So since I'm talking so much, I got myself a drink, and I wanted to show you guys the cute cup. Look, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. These are the new cups that are in my shop. I just did a restock of the Be the Light cups. I added my Fearfully and Wonderfully Made cups, these Disney inspired cups. What else did I add? The Bees and Butterflies are back in stock. And then a fall cup will be coming later on once my fall collection drops. But I just wanted to put that in here. If you have not had a chance to get one of the restocked cups or one of these new designs, they are in the shop on kybeecreates.com. But now that I have my drink, I'm ready to go. We are going to start working on Tilly the Tiny Turtle. That is the next pattern. So let me go ahead and pull it up on my computer here. And this is by Crochet with Luna on Instagram. And so it looks like you need 2 different colors. So I was kind of looking through my yarn stash, and there's one skein of yarn that I just haven't really used at all. I got it a long time ago, and it is Big Twist Baby Bear. And it's this color here. This is the color that we're going to be using for the body. And then I'm also going to be using this brown color. I have just a little bit left, and this is Hobie Honey Bunny. Not sure of the color name. But I thought that these 2 colors looked really good together for like a little mini turtle. So hopefully I can use up some of this because it's such an odd color. It's kind of like a light green, sagey, yeah, light green, sagey green, I guess. It's not bright. So a lot of the patterns that I'm wanting to do, it just doesn't really work out for them. So hopefully I can use this green for some turtles and kind of use that up. And then we'll use this brown here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get everything set up. Like I said, we're not gonna use my iPad since it was unreliable and turned off. So we're gonna use my phone instead. And I'll have a new setup here for you guys. That way you can see my phone and see the timer as everything is going. So let me figure out what the new setup is, and we'll start tackling Tilly the Tiny Turtle. Okay, so I decided to put it up here. I think you guys can see that pretty well. And I set my lock to never, so it's not gonna be turning off during this pattern. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit start, and we're gonna get started on Tilly the Tiny Turtle. So I just stopped the timer. I don't know what it is with 21 minutes and 51 seconds to make Tilly the Tiny Turtle. And okay, so before I weave this last part in, she says in the pattern that if the turtle has a floppy head, you can kind of tack his head to the shell. So I'm going to do that, but I wanted to show you guys what his head looked like before I tacked it. So if you didn't want to do that, you wouldn't have to. But as you can see, his little head is like on the ground. So as it's laying there, his head's just kind of laying. So I'm going to take this last little bit and I'm gonna tack it to his shell. That way his head sticks up more like this, which you guys will see here in a minute. So I'm gonna do that last little bit and then he will be officially done. But I did want to mention that. That way if you do this pattern, you can see the difference between tacking the shell or not. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'll just do this with you guys on camera here. Pull it nice and tight. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. That made it so much like chubbier. That's so adorable. I'm gonna do this a couple times. And we're gonna do this. And then let's weave it in one more time, cut it off, and he's all done. So this part I'm not timing because it takes like no time at all. Alrighty, there we go. We're gonna cut this little strand off here. And there is Tilly the tiny turtle. How cute is this? So that's what the underside looks like. Again, for this pattern, you are doing bobble stitches for the little legs, which I like that. I really enjoy doing bobble stitches. They do not bother me at all. I know some people do not like them, but to me, they are really fun. You just have to make sure with your tension that you're placing them right. So if you do have like looser tension or really tight tension, make sure that you're kind of adjusting where you're putting the bobbles according to that. But that's the underside of Tilly. That's what he looks like from the side. And then that's the shell from the top. So this is so cute. 21 minutes, 51 seconds to make this little turtle. That is really good. And with these things, I would probably charge like $5 for this little turtle. It takes 20 minutes, that's not long at all. You can make so many different colors with this. Like I mentioned to you guys, I used baby bear yarn and Hobie yarn. So it definitely comes out smaller. If you use Bernat yarn, it'd come out bigger. But I really like with these smaller projects, how nicely like baby bear yarn and the Hobie yarn kind of slides with my hooks. So that makes it even faster because whenever I am crocheting with Bernat blanket yarn and my other hooks, like the plastic clover hooks, which I haven't found any metal clover 7mm or 8mm, but these plastic hooks with the Bernat kind of, there's some drag with it and it definitely takes longer. It hurts your hands a little bit more. So for market makes, definitely with these quick patterns, these smaller patterns, I think that it's so nice that that yarn just flows smoothly. The whole process is just a nice, smooth experience. So I would say that Tilly the Tiny Turtle is a market success. I will absolutely be making this pattern for my surprise market on August 30th, but so cute. Whenever you're doing the shell, you kind of start with a magic ring, you go down, and then you start crocheting in the front loop only, and then for the back loop only, you add the green in there, add the bobbles, decrease. And I will say that took me a little bit more time. I just have a hard time finding those back loops, but I wasn't gonna sit and mark every single back loop only. I just marked the first one, and then I found my way around for the rest, but that added some time because every time I tried to put my hook in there, I would either miss it or it just wouldn't go in there. So I think that added some time as well. And like I said, I am a slow crocheter, so 21 minutes for this pattern, I do not think that is bad at all. I definitely will be making this. And let me find my little market kitty. Where'd she go? Okay, there's the size difference. So as you guys can see, Tilly is baby. He is baby. He's so little. And then that's the market kitty. So that's a good size comparison. Both took literally 21 minutes. So you can kind of pick and choose here. For my market kitties with the keychain, I'll probably do $5 or $6 for these. Tilly will be $5. So you can kind of see these are small. So they'd be a lower price point, but they don't take you long. They don't cost you a lot of materials. And I think that if you wanted to do one where you could charge a little bit more, this little market kitty would be good to make because you can use a little bit of a bigger yarn. It's still gonna take you a short amount of time, but you could maybe get like $6, depending on your area. I'm from a small area, so I can't charge a whole lot for my things. But if you're in a bigger area, I could see you maybe getting like $7, $8. I don't know, that might be too much, but comment down below. I always think it's so interesting and I'm really bad at pricing, but let me know, what do you guys charge for these? If you make these little kitties, how much are you charging for them? Or if you make the turtles, let me know because I'm very interested to see. But again, this is Tilly the Tiny Turtle by Crochet with Luna, and it is market approved. So moving right along, the next pattern that I have for you guys is the little chicken by that name that I can't pronounce, but it's on her Instagram. It's a free post over there. So I have it pulled up on my laptop and looking at all the little testers. Oh my goodness, there's so many cute ones. I think I'm just gonna do a classic chicken for this, but I told you guys that I've done purple in the past, I've done pink, I've done blue, all different colors of these chickens. But today we're just gonna stick with a classic chicken. I'm gonna do a white one. This is Big Twist Baby Bear. I'm going to do the red comb, and this is the Dollar Tree yarn, the Premier, what's it called? Just Chenille? I don't know. Anyway, the Premier Dollar Tree yarn. And this is Big Twist Posh in orange. And we're gonna go ahead and get started. Again, I'm using a 6mm hook for this with the Big Twist Baby Bear. And actually with the Big Twist Baby Bear, you can do a magic ring, or at least I can. It works for me, it doesn't break. And I missed that yarn so bad, you guys. I was watching some more reviews on that Cozy Cub and what's the name for the Posh Pearl by Loops and Threads, and at least the 2 reviews that I've seen, and actually one of them, I watch her a lot on YouTube, her name's Pieces of Scrap, and she did like a little mini review and she was saying that it's not the same. And I think the thing that's making people the most upset is that they're being marketed as the exact same yarn, that it's just rebranded under them. But from what people are seeing, or at least the reviews that I'm watching, it seems like it's not exactly the same as they're saying that it is. So that's kind of a disappointment. I hope maybe it's just like the beginning stages and they're gonna continue to work on it a little bit and kind of start matching it exactly. But from the things that I've heard, it's not the exact same yarn. But I haven't tried it, so I can't say for myself. I would like to still go and get some. I did go to Michael's recently and they didn't really have very many colors. It was very picked over. I've told you guys that my Michael's isn't the best Michael's. It definitely doesn't keep things in stock. The yarn aisles are literally just like 2 aisles. So I don't know. The yarn girlies just aren't appreciated at my Michael's, I guess. But anyway, okay, let me see. Do you guys like whenever I just let the timer go and I'm time-lapsing it? Or would you like if I kind of changed up the angles and just paused it, kind of adjusted you and then restarted the timer? You guys can't answer this. I don't know why I'm asking you that, but comment down below, because whenever I do these future videos, because I'm going to be doing the animal themed, the food themed, fall themed, comment down below, do you like the time lapse of me crocheting, or would you rather I kind of change up the angles a little bit and maybe talk to you guys in the middle? Just let me know what you think, but we're gonna go ahead, get the timer going here, and start this mini chicken. Okay, so the chicken body is completely finished and the comb, but I'll tell you guys here in a minute, we're gonna do something a little bit different. But the body and the comb is completely done in 9 minutes and 28 seconds. What in the world? That is by far the fastest pattern yet. Like 10 minutes to make this little chicken, that is nothing. That takes no time at all. So I will tell you guys, one thing I don't like about it, and it could just be the yarn that I'm using, but it leaves like a big gap and that doesn't look very cute. So I am gonna go back and forth and kind of take my tail that I have left over and fill that in to where it looks a little bit better. So we're gonna go back and forth here, let me see. And then we're gonna fix that and clean it up a little bit. All right, so even just going back and forth a little bit, look on that side. There was that big, huge gap, and now that's gone. I'm gonna go ahead and go back and forth a couple more times. Just really try to finish cleaning it up here. And then this little chicken, oh, and the beak, we gotta add the beak. But again, I'm not really timing the details because I feel like I just wanna know how long it takes me to finish like the physical plushie itself. And I'm not as much worried about like the details and stuff because everybody's gonna do different details. You might choose not to add different details onto yours. So I'm just giving you guys a rough estimate of how long it takes to finish the physical plushie itself. So I'm gonna go ahead and tie the little yarn tails here. We'll put that into the plushie and then we'll do his beak. But 10 minutes, you guys, what in the world? That is so fast. You definitely need to make these little mini chickens for sure. If you don't have a lot of time, but you want to have something you can take, these mini chickens are the way to go. But we got to get a full look at him once his beak's on there and once he's completely finished. So let me add his beak real fast. I think that I kind of made his eyes off a little bit just because, I don't know, I was just kind of going in fast mode, but he'll be okay. Like I said, these plushies, these are like quick makes. They don't need to be perfect. I think everybody will kind of like the little quirks of them. It just gives them character and makes them unique. So I think it's okay that his eyes are not completely centered. There we go. The little mini chicken. It's all finished. Look at him. So what you could do, because I feel like the comb's a little bit close to the eye, you could either move your eye down, which, yeah, okay. So I definitely messed up on the eyes, because as you can see on this side, the eye's away. This side, it's a lot closer. It just looks a little bit silly, but this is a mini chicken, so it's okay. There you go. There's the look. Yeah, look, the eye's way off. Oh my gosh, don't mess up on the eyes like me. But there he is. That's what that side looks like. That's what that side looks like. I think I was just in rush mode. It's okay. I'll fix it next time and make the eyes a little bit better, put a little bit more care into his poor little eyes, but he's a little crazy chicken. Look at him. But for 10 minutes, this is absolutely market friendly. Definitely make this one. Again, this is by, pop it up on the screen for you guys, and it's her little chicken pattern, and you could just do so many different colors. What you do is you do like a magic circle, you go ahead and increase around, and then so she does things a little bit differently whenever joining it together. She wants you to do 6 slip stitches across and then get to the red, do your chain 1, 2 double crochets, and a slip stitch to do the comb. I went ahead and I just slip stitched all the way across, and then I attached my yarn after that. I didn't change to red in the middle. I feel like that's kind of a pain in the butt to do. So if you don't want to change to red in the middle, just slip stitch all the way across and then add your red yarn into it. But the little mini chicken, it's so tiny. Okay, size comparison. There's our market kitty. There's Tilly the tiny turtle. And there's the chicken. So I'd say the chicken and the turtle are pretty similar in size, but the kitty is definitely the biggest one by far. So there's the little chicken and the turtle, and 9 minutes, 28 seconds. I'd say if you added in the time that I spent to kind of fix the comb a little bit, embroider the beak, you're maybe looking at like 11 minutes, not very long at all. So absolutely give this one a try. And I would sell this little chicken. I don't even know if I'd put 5. That's kind of small for 5. Maybe like $3 on this little chicken. Doesn't take long, 10 minutes of your time. You can make a lot of these, set them in a little bin, have kids kind of dig through them, find different colored chickens, experiment with their beak colors, or not their beak colors. Well, you could experiment with the beak colors, but with their body colors, with the comb colors, and I absolutely think that this is a perfect market make. So moving right along, the next pattern we have is the Popping Mushroom Crochet Tutorial, or the Itty Bitty Mushy Pop by Cable and Canvas. I have it pulled up on my laptop here. The video is ready to go. And so this is only a YouTube tutorial, at least from what I've found. And it's on her, yeah, it's on her YouTube channel, Cable and Canvas. And this takes about 28 minutes, 46 seconds for the whole video to play through. But of course, she's probably sharing the material, she's sharing the hook size, just different things, and I'm gonna skip through those parts. I'm also not going to be watching the whole video. I'll go to one round, kind of crochet that, then go back, skip around, look at it as if it's a pattern in front of me. So I'm going to be kind of going through the video at a faster rate than I would if I was sitting and watching it. But one thing about video tutorials, I do feel like they take a little bit longer just because if you have ads popping up, you have to wait for those to play through, and it's a little bit longer than just reading something off a piece of paper. But this is a free pattern. She took her time to make this free pattern for us, so I am not complaining at all. But that is a factor that might add a little bit of time onto my final end time. So the colors that I chose, I'm using white by Big Twist Baby Bear. This is all I have left of that white, and I'm really sad. So once this is out, it's gone for good. I don't have any more of this. I guess I could maybe try the Cozy Cub and the Loops and Threads yarn, but I'm really sad that's almost out. And then I'm using Hobie Honey Bunny in this purple color. It's a darker purple. I also have light purple. That's the difference between it. So this is a little bit darker. So we're gonna do a dark purple mushroom, and this looks really cute. I'm excited. I've never made this. I think that these were super popular a while ago. Everybody made them for their markets, but I never ended up making one. So I'm very interested to see how this turns out. And I think I might turn the camera to where you guys can kind of see the tutorial a little bit too and kind of watch from a different angle. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that set up. Then I'll get my phone wherever, oh, it's over here. And we will get our timer ready to go, and we'll see how long these little mushy pops take to make. guys, what is it about crochet patterns in 21 minutes? This little mushy guy is all finished now, and he took 21 minutes and 28 seconds. I really don't know what it is about 21 minutes, but hey, that's not a bad time to make a plushie in. But this is what he looks like whenever he's popped down, and then you grab the top and pop him up, push down. It's a little bit, yeah. You go back and forth like that. That is so cute, and I think that's so unique that you can actually like play with the plushie, and I feel like little kids will really like that. I really like that. I'll just sit here and play with this now, but this is super cute. I did not embroider the white speckles, which I am going to do that. She has that in the middle of the pattern, but again, for time's sake and just to show you guys how long it takes to crochet the plushie itself, I did not do that. I'm gonna leave that out of the time, so I'll go ahead and do that now. But that's what it looks like. This is so cute. One thing to note, she said whenever you're decreasing down and you get to this point here, you want to make sure that the hole that's here is small enough to where no stuffing passes through. Like this little part here where his eyes are, that's stuffed, but you don't want any stuffing to get up into the top of the mushroom, or else you can't pop it anymore. It'll kind of mess up. So that's something to keep in mind, but there's so many different possibilities with this. I'm definitely going to be making a red one to look like the Mario mushroom. I'll do a green. What's that? That's the Power Up mushroom. There's a blue mushroom, I thought. Is that the tiny one? Is that where he turns tiny? And then there's the red, classic red Mario where he gets bigger. I think it'd be really cool to make these Mario themed. So I am going to be doing that for the market. But I really like this pattern. This is so cute, and I just feel like people are really going to like these at my market. So it's been so fun testing all of these makes so far. I'm really having a lot of fun. But let me show you guys this little mushy pop next to the others. So that's the finished mushy pop. There's Tilly. There's the mini chicken and Market Kitty. So that's what we're working with so far. They're all kind of around the same size. The kitty is definitely the biggest by far, but the rest of them are pretty close in size. So I'm gonna go ahead and just embroider little spots on this mushroom. I'm not gonna be too picky about where they are. I just think it's cute to add a little bit here and there. So we'll go ahead and add those in there. And you could even do hearts. How cute would hearts be? I don't wanna do that right now because it's gonna take a little bit more time. I just wanna do a simple little pattern here, but this is a really cute pattern. I definitely, again, another win, you guys. These are all wins. No wonder people do these patterns. It's just so nice to have something that doesn't take as long. I definitely do a lot of plushies that end up taking me several hours, like my snugglers. Those take a while. So it's nice to have something that can get done quickly and you feel like you're really making a lot of progress on. I think my goal for this market coming up at the end of this month is just to make a bunch of little things like this, like the mushy pops. I'll definitely do all the other patterns we've done so far and just find some other patterns that we can make during this, but that is the plan. Very unexpected. I did not think I was gonna have a market this month. I thought just September 20th was my next market, but we just got an email and they said, sorry for the delay and letting you know when it was, but it's a free market. It's a free event. I don't even have to pay to be in it, so I cannot turn that down. And it's in a very popular location for my area at least. So actually, if you are in the Wheeling area and you know where Tridelphia is and you're by the Highlands, definitely stop by if you're in that area and say hi to me because I'd love to see you. But here's our little mushy pop, finished mushy pop. So cute. I definitely think this is market friendly. All of these so far have been market friendly and they've been so fun to make. So I cannot believe that's 4 out of the 5 done already. So we have 1 more to make, you guys. Let me get everything together and then I'll tell you the last pattern. All right, friends, it's time for our last pattern. And next we are testing the Market Mouse by Cluck and Buzz Crochet. So I have it pulled up here on Instagram and I'm going to be using the Premier Basic Chenille Brights. This is in the color Fog. And I'm also going to be using a little bit of this pink that I have left from Hobby Lobby. It's the Yarn Bee. I can't remember the exact name, but these are the colors we're doing. And it says in her Instagram description that it works up in about 30 minutes. So that will be perfect because it looks like this pattern's a little bit bigger than these other ones, especially since I'll be using blanket yarn. So I'm very excited to see how long it actually takes me. I'll be using an 8mm crochet hook. That's what I use for like any of the blanket yarns. So we're gonna bust into this brand new skein. First time using this gray color from Premier Basics. And we are going to work on this little market mouse.
Where did the time go? How do we move so far away? Holding on, how much can we both take when love is an echo? I can't hear what you're saying when love is an echo. I can't hear what you're saying. So let's
And our market mouse is all finished. How cute is this? I love this so much. And I will be honest with you guys, I did not think I was going to be able to do it in 30 minutes like she said, but I finished this little mouse in 27 minutes and 9 seconds. And this is so cute. Look at it. Oh my goodness. So she does it in like a brown color on there. You could do white, you could do black, whatever color you want your little mouse to be. But this is absolutely adorable. Again, for this pattern, you work the ears in the front loop only. You mark the back loop. That way you can kind of continue around, not have a lot of trouble finding the back loop. The feet are baubles. I feel like that's the fastest way to make little feet, and they're so cute. So little bauble stitches on the bottom, and then you actually start with the pink to do the nose, and you just do your magic ring. And one tip that I found, I can't remember what pattern I found this from. If I can remember, I will pop it up here, or who the pattern designer was that I got this tip from. But anyway, whenever you have to do a color change, whenever you're doing like a magic ring, you go ahead and pull your magic loop all the way tight, and then you take out that last stitch and color change when you pull through, if that makes any sense. That might not make sense. But anyway, that way you can still tighten your magic ring, and you're not trying to color change in the middle of tightening the ring, because that's really hard. So that's a little bit of a tip, but this is what the little market mouse looks like. Then there's the little tail on the back. That is super cute as well. And this was a really fun pattern. I had a lot of fun making this, and I will absolutely be making more of these. So let's compare sizes. Obviously, this is the biggest one out of all of them. I'm getting them all together here. So first one we did together was the little no-sew kitty. And that's what she looks like. You can turn it into a little keychain or whatever you want to do. So there's that one. Then we had Tilly the turtle. Then we had the little mini chicken that has the crazy eyes. And then we had the mushy pop. And then last, we have the market mouse. So this is definitely the biggest one out of all of them. We'll do them ranked in size. So the little mini chicken, this is the smallest. Then next is, oh my gosh, I'm dropping them all. Tilly, the tiny turtle, next in line there. Then I would say, I have something in my eye. You guys, this is a hot mess right now. I think maybe the little mushy pop is next in line. Then the kitty. And then lastly, if I can hold all of them, lastly is the little market mouse. So it's the closest in size to the kitty, but definitely bigger than that. So you might be able, depending on your area, again, I think I would maybe charge like $8 if I was gonna sell this, but you might be able to get 10 or 12 depending on what area you're in. But this is very cute, doesn't take long at all. And all of these, oh, I forgot to do it for this one. Success. This is a market success too. So it was really fun to find all of these patterns. These are all free patterns, and they're all amazing for markets. I really had a fun time trying out all of these patterns. And now I'm 5 plushies closer to prepping for my market, so that is good. If you guys enjoyed this video, I will be doing a series on this where we tackle different kind of market makes and see if they are market friendly. So definitely be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss a new video from me. And if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you watched all the way to this point in the video, comment the mouse emoji down below so I can give you a big thank you for sticking with me till the end. I've been sharing a lot of silly things over on Instagram, and I'm having a lot of fun over there. So if you're not part of the family over there, give me a follow. And I am so excited to bring you guys along for this little mini market make series. And I will see you guys next Saturday for a new video. Bye.